Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mark Thompson, and in this video we're going to talk about the overall business mindset that you need to really have ingrained into your mind before you can really move forward with, the internet entrepreneur lifestyle and business model. So let's talk about it here just to kind of get this right out of the way in the first week is, internet marketing, it's not easy, okay? You have probably there's a misconception with internet marketers, and is that it's push button easy, and it really is not. I mean, people spend years upon decades just trying to master internet marketing. It's not something that you're just going to learn in 1 week or in 1 day or whatever it is. Okay, so you have to understand that there are no silver bullets, and that you do need to have the passion, the dedication, and the knowledge to to be successful. Again, there are no push button pieces of software. We've talked about that a number of times. If it's too good, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is not true. I've seen it 1,000 times when people over promise and under deliver. It happens all the time in internet marketing. So if you are a little skeptical about something and there's kind of your BS radar goes off, you're probably right. So it's probably best just to stay away from it if you do come across that. Okay. Now, something that's extremely important to understand is that internet marketing is really not a business. Okay, people think that it's a business, but it's not. It's just really a methods or a means of helping to create your business, right? I mean, that's the strategy behind driving the traffic, building a list, and ultimately making money, which helps overall create your business. So you must have the drive, passion, and goals. We've kind of already talked about that. Okay, now something else that you need to think about, this is kind of under the whole personal development realm, but just hear me out. You need to understand who you are, because everyone is different and everybody has different learning styles and everyone works a little bit different. Just take, Ricky and I, for example. I am a morning person. I'm up and at 'em at 8 o'clock, ready to go. And Ricky is the complete opposite. He likes to work at night because he has lots of distractions during the day, and he feels just at nighttime is when he's most focused. So everyone is going to be different. So you need to really understand who you are as a person. When do you work the best? What type of environment do you work in the best? And really adapt your schedule to fit how you work best, if you can. I understand that there's always lots of distractions at night and during the day, and but you do the best you can. Okay, so develop a system that's going to work for you. Okay, but in the back of your mind, know what your limitations, your resources, and abilities are. Okay, because that's important, because you need to understand how you're going to allocate your time, how you're going to spend your money on resources that you don't have, or on skills that you may not have, and you may need to hire the right type of people. So it's important to understand what your limitations are, what resources you do have, and what abilities you have. Now, taking action is probably the most important thing in this course. Is that 95% of people who are buying products don't do anything with the information or the product. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why Ricky and I created Six Figure Mastermind, is to give you the knowledge, but then also help keep you accountable and really try to coach you through this entire process and make sure that you are taking action, because 95% of the products you buy, you go into the members area, or you download their product, you use it once, or you try it out for 5-10 minutes, and then you never go back to it again, and you never use it again. This happens to everybody. So what you need to do is take action with the knowledge, the products that you currently do have, and don't just keep looking for the next best thing, because you're always going to keep going down that path, and it's going to lead to failure. Okay. So like I just said, if you don't take action, you're going to stay in the current situation that you're in now. Okay. So spending 1 day on something or saying it doesn't work is not really taking action. Okay. Because you need to, like I said before, even if the people that say that, push this button and it works, you still need to do work. It's not going to happen in 1 day, regardless of what the strategy or the product is. So you need to actually put real effort into anything that you're doing before you can actually say, okay, this doesn't work, or maybe try tweaking part of that strategy or tactic to get it to work. Okay. WealthDynamicsCentral.com. This is a fantastic resource for someone who wants to better understand who they are. It's a self-assessment test, okay? And you can understand who you are as an entrepreneur, as a marketer, and really it's going to help identify your strengths and weaknesses. This is not something you have to do. I highly recommend it. I think it's $100 for the test. It takes about 20 to 25 minutes to do, but it is a lifesaver. I mean, I took this, one of my mentors told me about it, and I took the test, and it really put everything into perspective for me, because it really helped me to clearly identify the type of person that I was, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, where I need to improve, what type of opportunities I have. Okay, and so you can go to that URL. I've also put a link underneath the video so you can check it out. I'm also going to give you a copy of my results. And this next slide here is part of the Wealth Dynamics profile, and it shows you, the different types of people that there are in the world. There's the mechanic, the person that is, hands-on crafting, a product or whatever it may be. There's the actual creator, who's the more strategic person on creating a product or a system. There's the Lord, the person that kind of manages the money and the finances, that kind of stuff. There's the accumulator, people who just accumulate lots of content and things that they have found over the years and then is able to repurpose it. There's the deal maker, the person who is able to build relationships and work with people and build, JV partnerships and that kind of stuff. And so there's all these different types of profiles that help you, figure out if you're an introvert, an extrovert, the pros and cons, the strengths, the weaknesses that you have. And it really does break down. And you'll notice in the example that I have of my PDF or my self-assessment results, you're really going to see what I mean by it. Really goes in depth and tells you exactly the type of person that you are based on the answers to the questions. Okay, so let's talk about the keys to success. Okay, you need to stop buying internet marketing products, okay, at least for 12 weeks while you're going through this core training. Okay, I want you to be able to take all the time and effort and focus on this core training and take it seriously. I mean, take this like you would, if you were going to college or school and taking a course. Okay, you don't want to miss any of the content, and you want to take action on the content. You don't want to just absorb it. Okay. Remove distractions. Okay. Understand what your distractions are. Is it kids? Is it your husband or wife? Is it, social media, email? You really need to have self-discipline. Okay. And you need to figure out a way to remove those distractions so you can stay focused. Okay, stick to a schedule if you can. That way, you know that at certain times of the day, that's when you're most focused. That's when you're working the best. That's when you're able to really take away everything that we have to offer inside of this course. Okay, and overall, just stay focused. Okay, immersion. Okay, here's a great quote from one of the best JV brokers out there, and he said, the more time you spend with successful people around you, the more successful you become. Okay, that is so true. Okay, when I started in internet marketing, I tried to do everything on my own. Okay, I tried to read everything I could, tried to watch all these videos and do everything, and all that stuff was great. It laid the foundation for what I was going to do in the future. But if you can surround yourself around successful people, and when I say surround yourself, yes, read their content, buy their courses, but also just try to build relationships and partnerships with people who are smarter than you are, who have the same goals as you. Who you complement very well, okay, because that's going to help keep you on track. It's going to help keep you motivated. It's almost like a workout buddy when you're at the gym. Someone to say, hey, we need to go to the gym. We need to do whatever today. I'm here to spot you and make you successful. And that's really what I'm trying to do with this course, is make you guys successful and be kind of your workout buddy and really help keep you on track and motivated. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you. Okay, it comes down to your passion, your desire, your want for being successful. Okay. And remember, if you're immersing yourself inside of this industry and around smart people, it's going to open the doors for a lot more opportunity and access to resources that you've never had. Okay. You need to realize that you cannot do everything yourself. Okay, the person that does everything themselves, yes, you can grow your business, but you can't really scale it fast. Okay, you can definitely accomplish a lot in your life, and you can probably make some good money, but remember, you can't do everything yourself. So if you're not good at web design, find a designer. If you're not good at programming, find a programmer. If you're not good at copywriting, get a copywriter. Okay, so find those talented people to help achieve your goals. Okay, and build that team. It doesn't have to be full-time employees. It can be contractors, but find people that complement you well and you work well with, and that's going to help only amplify the results that you can get. Okay, and you need to be strategic about everything. Okay, plan for the long term. Okay, you don't need to know every minute detail in the long term, but just plan for the long term. And that's why building these, relationships are considered assets. Okay, your designer, your programmer, your copywriter, these are all assets to your business that are going to help you achieve the goals that you want. Okay, and be organized. So many people, especially in the internet marketing industry, for whatever reason, are completely unorganized. As simple as having a calendar to just put meetings and events that are happening. It's amazing. So build a system around your business and organize everything in your business, your to-do lists, your events that you may need to go to, your projects that you're working on. Just make sure that everything is organized, because it'll help you accomplish a lot more in the long run. Okay, and to speed up the learning process, what I always recommend is learn as you go. Okay, don't try to learn everything without doing it. Okay, because what happens is you get stuck in this pattern where you just start learning, and you never actually do. Okay, and you keep thinking like, okay, well, I still need to learn how to do this, and then I'll start doing it. But you never end up doing that. You keep learning the next best thing, and there's always so much content out there that it's endless. Okay, and you can wind up 5 years later not doing anything, and you have all this knowledge, but you're not actually doing. So make sure that you start doing. Okay, find a coaching and mastermind program. Okay, you're already on the right track since you already are part of one. Okay, take full advantage of it. Okay, we have Q&A, we have a forum, we have a Facebook group, we have all sorts of means for connecting with not only us, not only with Ricky and myself, but other people who are in the same boat as you, or have the same goals in mind. Interact with these people, connect with them. We do give you the ability to connect with people inside of the course, so make sure that you do that and take full advantage of it. Okay, and learn from people's mistakes. Okay, throughout this course, I'm going to show you case studies and things that I did where it wasn't necessarily the right way to do things, but I learned from my mistakes and I fixed them, and I'm better off for it, and I've improved on my systems in the long term. So make sure you learn from other people's mistakes as well as your own mistakes. Okay, so this is really, really powerful stuff, especially the self-assessment test. I really hope that you will take that. I know it's $100. Hopefully you're able to spare that, and it's well worth it. And it's really going to help you identify your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and it's really going to set the stage for what you're going to be learning in this course. Okay, so hopefully you guys got a lot out of this mindset video, and I'll see you in the next video.